Okay, so we've made it to school. Woohoo, we're here. So I'm gonna check and make sure I got everything done. The first thing is we wanna make sure our attestation is done. We've done our health screening. You can do that up till starting at 8 p.m. the night before, so it can already be done. And then check and make sure I got everything you need. I have my mask on before I step out of the car. And then we're gonna check. I got my Chromebook in here. I got all my school supplies that I need, and I have my water bottle that I'm gonna take with me, and off we go. Okay, so we get out of the car. First thing we're gonna do is look and see if there's a line here. We're gonna need to get in line, all right? You see there's these yellow hawks out here on the sidewalk. We'll stand right on one of those. If those are already full, just make sure you're giving 6 foot distance to the next person in line. All right, let's go down in. All right, so we just come into the building. You're gonna have somebody that looks like this over here, okay? And they're gonna ask you your last name. You'll give them their last name, and they'll check and make sure your attestation has been completed. Okay, if you ride the bus to school, it's gonna come through, and it's gonna drop you off right here, all right? Remember when you're offloading the bus, front to back. So be patient when you're getting off the bus. Make sure you're giving space. So you're gonna get off the bus, again, you're gonna run through the same things. Make sure you have your mask on. You'll have your mask on the bus already, but make sure you have your mask and all your supplies off the bus so you can be ready for the school day. And then we'll head right on in through these doors. For your name. Remember that with the mask on, you need to make sure you speak loud and clear so they can hear you, and just give them your last name, and they'll check and make sure that you've done your attestation. And then you're ready to go. Okay, once we're in the cafeteria, we're gonna head straight to our first period class. If you're in 6th grade, that's gonna be your social studies teacher. And you're gonna head this way, down the hall. Over here to our right is our office. If you're not feeling well throughout the day, you need to first communicate with your teacher, and then you can head in. The nurse's office is right here. And you can go talk to the nurse if you need to. All right.
Are we just collecting permission?
Continuing down the hall, you'll see that we have our amazing library over here that is open to you to check out books if you need to. So please take advantage of that. And we've divided the hallway in half with the blue tape here. When you're walking, you want to walk on the right-hand side, okay? So we'll walk on the right-hand side. You'll also notice that there's blue tape. Just a quick note, each of these tiles is 1 foot. So if you have 6 tiles between you and the next person, you're keeping that 6 feet of distance. So you can keep that little tip in mind there. All right, as we head down to 6th grade hall, here on our left is Mr. Schlau's room, room 101. And sadly, we're not using lockers right now, so make sure everything you need is in your backpack. And here's Mr. Valentin's room, room 103.
Hello.
And you can see on their doorway, above their doorway, they have their name. So it's a quick reference for you. This is Mrs. Becker, room 105. Mrs. Gilman, room 104. Mrs. Olson, room 106. She teaches science. And we have a restroom, gentlemen on the side, women on the right side. And make sure whenever you use the restroom that you're washing your hands. The washing station is always available, so if you ever feel like you need to wash your hands, just let your teacher know. You're always welcome to wash your hands and make sure that we're being sanitary. And then we have Mrs. Matson right here. She's in 107. Fun fact, I taught in this room for 3 years. And then Mrs. Allen, room 108. And then Mr. Baumgarten, room 110. And Miss Allison, room 109. And that's the 6th grade hall. All right, when we're in the classroom, you'll notice that the desks are already spaced out for us. You will have a seating chart that you'll need to follow, so just follow your teacher's directions. They will give you the directions that you will need. You'll notice too that the teacher has plexiglass, so if you're going to be working in close proximity, remember we're trying to keep that 6 feet distance. So if it's going to be closer than that, they'll have plexiglass in place for you to be able to feel safe. Also know that there's hand sanitizer within the room as well. Remember, if you need to use the restroom, you need to communicate that with your teacher. They'll give you guidance on how to proceed from there. And if you're not feeling well, make sure and communicate that with your teacher. Don't just walk out into the hallway. We need to have someone to monitor you and support you through if you're not feeling well, to get you to the nurse safely. So let's say you're in the classroom, you need to use the restroom. The first thing you do is you need to communicate that with your teacher. Let them know. They will give you directions and guidance to proceed. When you do go to the restroom, make sure that you're providing distance in the hallways. And if the bathroom is busy, make sure you're providing space for other individuals as well and being conscious of that 6 feet distance. Once we reach the end of our day, we're just going to exit the building and being safe. Remember, you're going to walk on the right-hand side as you exit, giving space to individuals as needed. One quick note while we're strolling by here is you can see that the water fountain is closed, so it's important that you bring your water bottle. We do have a water bottle filling station in the cafeteria if you need to fill your water bottle with water, but the actual drinking fountains are closed. Okay, as we continue out, keeping that distance, and just remember that if you rode the bus, you'll go back to where you were dropped off on the bus. If your parent is picking you up, you'll head out through the cafeteria to the front of the building. Remember that each of these tiles is 1 foot. We do have tape to help guide you to give spacing, but remember, it's really important. This is a safety concern. This will allow us to be in person in learning, so we got to make sure we're following the mask expectation, the distancing expectation, and washing our hands and sanitizing as we go through.